Which also means, you can't say too much either. Alright, alright, alright. You sick, twisted bastards convinced me to do an hour-long show as I'm just waking up. You guys are lucky. I love you. Don't mind the extra noise in the background. It'll happen occasionally. But alright. Looks like we got Pete, Mama, and Feck. And you know what? First and foremost, Pete, fuck you. You old, crotchety son of a bitch. All I'm gonna say. Alright, so what do you guys want first? You want one on one, tag team? I will let you guys pick the first match. Since I'm not delving into universe mode until, the actual legit show. Tag match? Alright. Screw it. We'll do a tornado tag. Like I said, guys, I do have a lot. I have acquired quite a few, as you guys can see. Since we're gonna have one of those days today, let's see who we're gonna pit against who. You know what, D Train? You're gonna be in the first match today, man. You got the first one. You know what? I think I'm gonna put you with Ethan, just because I know you too well with Ethan. I do not have Pete's character yet. I have to get one more of the packs before I can grab him. And as soon as I have it, I will actually have Pete in the show. Just so, I can personally slap him around myself. Hmm. Who should we put D Train and Ethan against? And for those from WU, no, you were not seeing things. Yes, you did actually see Relic Reed. I do not have Fred yet, but I will book Yeti in this just because, Yeti's my boy, and I don't mind watching him throw around D Train just a little bit. Relic and Uncommitted, I could do that. China. I still have no idea how you guys have the patience to go through all this all the time. I applaud all of you. Because honestly, still a little on nerves doing this, but hey, what can you do? Yeah, Relic did drop a lot of weight. Ruth took away his chicken wings and his beer for a little bit, and we just got him back on his regimen. So we've got the lumbering duo from Maverick Wrestling, D Train and Ethan Moore, going up against Ming and the beer drinking chicken wing eating bastard known as Relic Reed. God, does the first match always take the longest to load? I think so. Alright, guys, we are in Birmingham, England for this show. And coming out to the ring first, doing his floppy chicken dance. I think he's calling out to Relic doing this. Is D Train. I don't know if you guys can hear the entrance music or not. I'm still fidgeting with all of it. You know, Pete, you always got to throw me in your fetishes, man. What the hell? I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, and by the way, guys, Jenna Rage is actually better known as the submission specialist, better known as Oxidizing Angel. Fuck you, Pete. Alright, and coming out to the ring next, we have the modern day warrior, Ethan Moore. No, everything amuses you, Pete. That's why I stick around. It's like tormenting a little child. And yes, I'm pulling a Pete over here. I'm actually smoking a cigarette as I'm trying to do this. Yeah, I got voted off the island, remember? Nope. Marzana is actually Marzana. Alright, coming out to the ring next, we have the Chicken Wing Eater himself, better known as Relic Reed. Guys, let me know if you can't hear me. 'Cause I don't know how well my mic is working at the moment. Yeah, Jenna is the awesome mastermind behind a lot of the images. She's actually helped with the creation of some of the characters just as much as Marzana has. You guys will see the insanity that we have created. Alright, and coming out to the ring next, the furry eyebrowed, loudmouthed, boy needs a gag ball or some duct tape, uncommitted hooligan. And don't worry, guys, once we get him back into the locker room, that boy's being pinned down and his eyebrows are being waxed. And Mama, you can tell uncommitted I said that. We're waxing that boy's eyebrows. Alright, guys, well, this is going to be a tornado tag match. Just 'cause I like the torture. And it looks like we got Ethan going after Relic with an arm drag. And Uncommitted's got D Train set up in a headlock and into a face buster while Ethan Moore just power bombs Relic. Alright, looks like up. And a claw to the eyes to D Train. And into look like a modified facebuster. As Ethan's setting up Relic, smacks him in the face, and into an armbar brainbuster. As Ethan's pandering to the crowd, as Uncommitted's knocking D Train upside that big old noggin of his. And a stunner across the top rope to Relic. As D Train setting up Uncommitted into a DDT. Looks like Ethan is coaxing Relic stand up into a Hurricane Rana. Oh, hello to you too, Raven. D Train sets up Hooligan, Irish whips him into the ropes, and spears him to the outside. Wow, tag team matches are hard to keep up with. As Relic throws Ethan back into the ring. And looks like Ethan's about to get a nut buster. That poor kid. I don't think he's ever going to have any. As D Train is taking control of Uncommitted on the outside of the ring. And launches him back in. As Ethan takes a big old boot to the head. As Relic's setting Ethan up. As D Train pulls a hamstring stump puller. And it looks like Ethan is setting Relic up. Oh, nope. And it's been reversed. And into a Snake Eyes. Yeah, he does look like a young Tommy Dreamer. It was the way Relic asked me to create him. And it looks like D Train is trying to bust open Uncommitted, and it looks like he is setting him up, and caught by Relic into a Russian leg sweep. Looks like Relic is really trying to make sure that he does not lose his first match in RKW. As Uncommitted sets D Train up, and there's a reversal, and Ethan reverses over on Relic. And it looks like D Train just hit the train wreck. And going for a pin. 1, 2, and Uncommitted kicks out as Ethan goes to the top and hits a frog splash on Relic. And a knee drop onto that big old bald chrome dome. And 1, 2, and a kick out by Relic. Guys, this is going to be a tight match as Ethan stomps down on Relic's arm as Uncommitted is dropped by a rib breaker. And Ethan goes for a blockbuster off the ring ropes and nails Relic and then pops him with a knee drop as Uncommitted is still getting close to having that brain pan busted open. As D-Train panders to the crowd like the tubby little bastard he is. Screaming, "Love me!" As Relic's drop throat first across the top rope. And 1, 2, and a kick out by Relic. As D-Train goes back to work on Uncommitted's head. And 1, 2, and the kick out by Uncommitted. I will have to say I am surprised that D-Train and Ethan have been, holding their own throughout this entire match and have pretty much taken most of the control. And a reverse DDT to Uncommitted as Ethan hits the lion salt off the middle ropes. D-Train is lowering Uncommitted up into a standing position and a double axe handle. And a float over neck breaker to Relic. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised on that one too, D-Train. And it looks like Ethan is going for the style clash on Relic Reed. And 1, 2, 3, and the winners of the match are Ethan Moore and D-Train. Congratulations, guys. It's fine. You can leave, Missy. It won't break my heart. What's up, Ricky Armstrong Project? I'm thinking maybe father and son should team up a little bit more. It may actually work out for you, especially since you saw how you held up against those two. All right, next we are going to do a women's match. Definitely can't leave the ladies out. Definitely got to let them have their fun. Question is, who are we going to book? Alright, ladies match. Anything but steel cage Iron Man or submission. Think we're going to do a false count anywhere. You're right, I don't. I never have. It works wonderfully for me. This next match, since, everybody knows that I do some graphic work and everything else, we're going to bring in a little bit of updating that I've done lately. And we are going to put Wrestling Mama with her new look. And yes, I gave Mama eyebrows. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm sorry. You needed eyebrows. And for Mama's match, since, she is the Amazon, I'm going to put her up against another one. One that's been, told me that she's been wanting to get her hands on Mama since the whole setup and thought of RKW. I guess she's just got an issue with Mama calling herself the only Amazon in the wrestling industry. Well, Mama, from what I saw, you didn't have eyebrows, so kind of had to happen. But as we all know, we've been trying to, do little modifications with looks and everything else, and I delved into actually doing the photo upload to actually do the faces a little bit better just because, I was bored and I needed something to do because I couldn't sleep. So, yes, there are some that look a little bit more unique now. Well, Mama, I've missed shows. I do, occasionally miss certain comments that are made, so they may be a little misconstrued. And because of this, I'm probably going to get held during HWA or one of the other shows now because of this. All right, and coming out to the ring first, we have the original Amazon, known as Wrestling Mama. Hopefully, she doesn't mind the new look. I did a few little changes, and I think she looks just badass, anyways. But we all have to have our little touch. And hopefully, Mama doesn't mind the new wardrobe. 'Cause, I definitely don't want to die because of that. All right, and coming out next is the judge, the jury, the executioner, better known as Nyx. When Mama announced that she was coming to RKW, Nyx took one look at her and demanded the match against her. Literally, pretty much pinned me up against the wall and told me that she was getting her match against Mama or she was gonna start breaking bones. I can't afford that, especially since I work for all of you guys. I can't afford to have anything broken. All right, to start the match off, Nyx is working on Mama's legs. That was my phone, D Train. As Nyx Hurricane Rana's Mama down to the mat and sets her up, picks her up, and a snap kick right to the mouth. And into a quick pin. And one, two, three. Holy crap. That was a brutally quick match. Wow. I'm guessing Mama just was not ready for Nyx. But while we're sitting here waiting, I will give Mama the option of whether or not she wants a rematch. Well, Mama, you have every right to call for a rematch. I won't stop you. Or how about this? During the first, and I do mean first, legit show of RKW, I will put you back in a match against Nix with stipulations of your choice. I mean, she didn't even give me enough time to call that match. Holy hell. And I see my favorite pain in the ass is actually talking in chat now. And just to let you know, Raven, we did have somebody in RKW that wanted to get their hands on you, too. Alright, guys, what do you think? Do you think we should put Raven into a match tonight? During this little 1 hour special? I'll see, Raven, I was asked not to say anything. So, looks like D Train thinks that Raven needs to be tossed into a match, and I'm supposing that you want to walk Raven out to the ring also, correct? Oh, that's harsh, Missy. I would actually never do a thing like that. I have actually done no modifications whatsoever except for the looks. I did warn everybody that the people in RKW were a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more violent, though. You know what? Let's put Raven into a match, and yes, we will make sure that D Train brings her out to the ring. And yes, yet again, this is a whole new look for Raven. This was something out of the warped little phase of my mind. And since Raven wanted to know who called her out so much, we're gonna put her up against Babyface. Really, what, Mama? I'm guessing I missed something. Babyface is just somebody that had contacted me during the beginning of the setup for RKW, and they had seen you and they wanted a match against you, Raven. I will not reveal names. There's a good possibility she could be an old woman. I'm just not telling you. All right, we are going to do another one-on-one match with managers this time. D-Train bringing out Raven, and Crypt will be bringing Babyface out to the ring. Oh, no, 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 no. You're not giving me the whole nothing rage nothing crap. Mm-mm. Doesn't fly like that. You should know better than that, Mama. Uh-oh, I think Raven just noticed, Babyface's look. Oh, I see how it is, Missy. Just gonna bail. And see, I was gonna put your little boyfriend in a match. Alright, and coming out to the ring first with D Train is Enchanted Raven. Flaunting a whole new look and possibly an even more sadistic side. We will see. And what do you have to say, Raven? Well, thank you. The look was a bit of a challenge. I won't lie. Doing some of the updates on looks, I can understand why Pete's going bald trying to do his. Alright, and coming out to the ring next, being brought out by Crypt, is the twisted little jester that's been hiding in the locker room for about 3 weeks now. Better known as Nyx. Oh, trust me, Pete, I know I got bored and started tinkering. It took me about 3.5 hours to perfect one, and I'm still working on everything else, man. So trust me, I know how tedious it's been. This is Babyface. D-Train, get the dick out of your ear. You may be able to hear a little bit better. Oh, sorry. Like I warned everybody, I was still waking up when I started doing this. Brandon, if you are on Skype in any of the chats, you can hit me up through there, and I will see what I can do. I'm still steadily working on actually situating the roster in its entirety, so we will see. All right, and it looks like Raven is starting off the match by throwing Babyface headfirst into the ring. Yes, I know, I was corrected. I stand corrected, as Raven is setting up Babyface and drops her into a DDT. What's up, Garen? And Mama is taunting Babyface to get up. It's looking like Raven is trying to get this match done as quick as possible because, oh, chlorophobia is such a pain. My name on there, I don't know if somebody can actually post it in the chat for me if you want to hit me up on Skype. Alright, looks like Raven is setting Babyface up and throwing her into the ropes, and a flapjack. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to this as Raven is arguing with Crypt, helping Babyface set up to a facebuster into the ring. Yeah, screw you too, D-Train. I know I'm a dickhead. I can't help it. As Babyface super kicks Raven right in the center of the forehead and is setting her up, and a clubbing forearm across the back and a kick to the stomach. What's up, Blaze? As Babyface is taunting Raven and kicks her backwards just a little bit and misses the missile drop kick. And Nyx kicks, not Nyx, Babyface, wow. kicks her back, and Raven chops babyface down. And Raven misses that flying elbow. And Raven sets her up and an elbow across the back of the neck. I am not always playing with my thing, you pervert. And Snake Eyes to babyface. What is Raven planning? And a corner power bomb. Yeah, that was a big whiff on the elbow drop, wasn't it? And a dragon sweep leg screw to Raven. This Raven Irish whips her into the turnbuckle. On the top rope. A handstand head drop. As Raven is pandering to the crowd as D-Train's just, drilling over in that corner, not doing anything. As Raven stomps down on babyface. And a snap suplex down to the mat. And another stomp. Yes, you are pretty agile for a part. And sets her up on the shoulders and into a flapjack. And into a pin. 1, 2, and a kick out by babyface. As Raven sets her up for a blunt roundhouse kick upside the head. And 1, 2, and a kick out by babyface. And she slams her arm down into the mat. And babyface reverses and into a pin. 1 and 1.5. Looks like she's planning on toying with Raven a little bit. As the creepy giggling can be heard all the way at the commentator's table. And God, is that disturbing. As Raven Irish whips her into the corner and tries to choke her with her boot. And another turnbuckle powerbomb. Thank you, Mama. And Irish whips her back into the turnbuckle again. Sets her up, switches her around, and drapes her up across the top of the ropes again. And another handstand head plant. She's had some, not enough. Raven's been pretty much dominating the match and into a DDT. And stomping down on babyface again. Looks like babyface may need to go back into the weight room and work a little bit more as Raven sets her up into the ropes. Into a rope-assisted bulldog. 1, 2, 3, and your winner of the match is, surprisingly, Enchanted Raven. Dude, even I was shocked on that one. From all the trash talk babyface made in the back, she put up almost no much of a challenge for Raven. Hey, if you had to hear the trash talk I was listening to coming from the RKW roster compared to going up against the likes of RWO, Maverick, and everything else, yeah, my roster was talking a lot of trash. Alright, guys, what do you want next? A fatal four way, men's, sexy nerds match. Cute, Adam. Cute. All right, anybody else got an opinion on a match? Fatal four way, six man, eight man. I do know I need to sit back with Pete so we can get that the Wall family versus the Chilling Death. Or you know what? We will do a fatal four way, but we'll do it in the four post hell style. Four man elimination, pin submission. Ah. And what we will do is we will take two people from RKO, well, RWO, everything else, against two members of RKW. And it looks like Garen said he wanted a match, so I will give it to him. And you know what? We will throw Missy's little boyfriend into the fray too. We will add in Jake, the natural Bagwell. And they will be going up against Orion and myself. So this is going to be a fatal four way. Yeah, I still find that funny, Adam. I'm still looking into it. The fact that I have no idea why they think Murray's profanity. It is actually quite humorous. You know, if somebody can figure out how or why Murray is a swear word, please enlighten me and Adam Garen, because we find this quite funny. Good possibility that it's an international thing. I honestly couldn't tell you. And I don't know if the little high flying Fexter's still in chat or not. Hopefully he is. Because depending on how much. depending on how long this match goes, Feck will have a match. But that's only if the boy is still in chat. Alright, and coming out to the ring first, we have Adam Garen, who looks like he is rip roaring and ready for action. I've seen the boy in the ring. I've been in a few matches with him. That, you know, the boy is extremely skilled and extremely violent, so this could end up being a good match. I swear to God, if that somehow works and summons Feck, I'm going to fall over laughing. Coming up next to the ring is the natural Jake Bagwell. And sadly, Jake, we couldn't have Missy come out to the ring with you just because, we don't need to get blood all over the women's. It would just not be kosher, man. Because I'm expecting one of you to bleed. And everybody be happy it's not Jake's long, overly drawn entrance, because I don't think any of us could sit through that one again. I actually told the production team that if they gave him the long ass entrance, that I was going to fire everybody on the staff. I am not sitting through that crap. It's already bad enough I gotta sit back and watch him impersonate Ric Flair. Alright, coming out to the ring next is one of my new signees to RKW. He is a vicious brawler and slightly psychotic. He is Orion. You guys are lucky we can't do the whole, on a pole match. 'Cause, I'd gladly book a Adam Guerin versus Jake Bagwell with a Missy Canuck on a pole match. Just to see who gets to have her as manager for the week. Oh, but you are Missy. You signed a contract a few weeks ago. And, well, looks like I'm going to have my other personality step in while I step out to the ring. I'm going to have somebody else take over my commentary so I can go show these boys what a real match is like. And coming out to the ring next is the madman that has embraced his fears and will make you embrace yours. He is the one, the only sadistic one, Frozen Rage. Cute little chipmunk cheeks. Really, Adam? I'm still a jobber, huh? Well, hello, Drew. And hello, Dwayne, since I know you guys are there. It's good to know that my little buddies are sitting back watching this torment. Alright, and it looks like Garen is going right after Orion, and Orion sets him up into a suplex as Jake gets tossed to the ground by Frozen. As Adam sets Orion up into a butterfly suplex as Jake gets thrown to the ground. And Adam sets Orion up into a power bomb. Yes, he is. Most of my guys were never short, and Adam sets him up into a power slam as Jake is working on Frozen's leg. As Orion clotheslines Garen down to the ring and flops Garen right onto his face as Frozen rolls over into a DDT. I think Garen's just short. As Frozen is kicking Jake around and an elbow, 2, 3, and 4 to the head. As Orion headbutts Garen for saying that he's got chipmunk cheeks. As Frozen does a double stomp to Jake Bagwell's ribs as Garen hits Orion with a release German suplex. And Garen goes for a kick, and Orion reverses and drops Garen onto the mat and locks him into a Boston Crab. Will Garen give up? And no, Garen powers out as Jake has taken Frozen to the mat. As Adam sets Orion up for another powerbomb as Jake goes for the hamstring puller. And Garen drops the elbow on Orion as Frozen hits Jake with a stunner. Oh no, and it looks like Jake is getting set up for the shatter effect. Will it connect? And it does. And 1, 2, and Jake kicks out. Frozen pins him in, then sets him up into an armbar as Garen powerbombs Orion again. As Frozen's got Jake locked into an arm and leg bar. As Jake powers his way out. And Garen hits Jake with a stomach buster. As Frozen sets up Orion on the top turnbuckle as Garen's got him in a leg choke. And it looks like Frozen is going for a superplex, taking Orion down to the ring. And into a pin. 1, 2, and Orion kicks out. And it looks like Missy's cheering on her boyfriend, even though we all know he probably has no chance in this match. As Frozen pops Orion in the side of the head with a knee. As Jake sets up Garen into the ropes, as Frozen goes for an armbar clothesline. Yeah, I heard that he got himself a tag team partner. That's awesome. And into a shin breaker from Jake onto Garen. And 1, 2, and Orion kicks out as Jake rolls over into his leg bar drop, into a knee drop, into Garen's knee. As Frozen sets up Orion into a hot shot across the ropes. Looks like Garen's setting Jake up for a reverse pump handle as Frozen hits Orion with a stunner. 1, 2, and a kick out. And it looks like Garen's got Jake locked into that armbar leg bar submission as Orion takes a firm stomp to the chest. And Frozen sets up Orion for the shatter effect. And 1, 2, and Orion kicks out as Garen drops the elbow on Jake. See, that's just a great tag team name for those two. That's going to be awesome. And it looks like Garen got Jake into a powerbomb at 1, 2, and rolled over into the Boston Crab. Will Jake tap? Will he tap? Will he do it? We will see. As Frozen drops the elbow into Orion's head. Looked like he was trying to mess up that mohawk. And Garen is going after. Oh, he decided to change his mind and is going after Jake. 2. And it looks like we have our first elimination of Jake Bagwell. And Garen's going after Orion. And Orion has been busted open. I did say there was going to be blood. And, well, there was. I'm starting to think that too there, Missy. Even though it was not Garen that eliminated Jake. And it looks like Garen is setting up. And Frozen throws everything off. Go figure. As Orion is trying to mount a comeback here and gets thrown off by both Frozen and Garen. Frozen Irish whips him into the turnbuckle. Sets him up on the top rope. Maybe it was. I didn't catch it. This is one of the reasons why we need caliber around here. And a German suplex off the top ropes. And into a pin. 1, 2. Well, I guess, Garen, if you end up winning this match, you get to have Missy come out to the ring during the first official RKW show. And Garen ramming those forearms across Orion's head, trying to bust him open even more. And a sucker shot by Garen into Orion's back, setting him up. And it looks like it's going to be a slam into the turnbuckle. Okay. I did not catch that. But he still has to actually win to get Missy. As Frozen does a slamming armbar to Orion. Frozen sets Orion up, slams him into the turnbuckle, and then tosses him across the ring like a wasted piece of trash. And a snap kick into Orion's spine. And Garen hits Orion with a belly-to-belly suplex. And into a fisherman's hook suplex. And Frozen throws everything off as per usual and into a stunner and the Dragon Killer submission hold. Will Orion tap? And yes, he did. And it looks like it is down to Frozen and Orion. Not Orion, Frozen and Garen. Look, I caught myself that time. As Garen hits Frozen with the jackhammer in 1, 2, and a kick out. Hey, at least not as bad as Blaze with his #1 container. Yes, I caught that. Yes, I'm still waking up there, Raven. This was originally planned for a late night, not early day. And Garen sets Frozen up for a Samoan drop off the middle rope. And sets him up for not 1, not 2, but 3 side slams into the ring. And 1. And a kick out at 1. Guys, you know that this is probably going to be the most brutal part. As Garen drops Frozen back down to the ring again and sets him up for, looks like a submission hold. Will Frozen tap? It may just happen. And Frozen powers his way out and flips Garen over. Garen Irish whips him into the ropes. And they just kind of shoulder nudge. And the snap chill. 1, 2, and a kick out by Garen. And Frozen stomps across Garen's back and a double stomp to the rib cage. And sets him up and Irish whips him into the ropes. I know that hitbox is just nuts, isn't it? And Frozen goes into a moonsault off the center rope. And stomp across the ribs into an arm-wringing arm breaker. And a kick across the spine again. Well, I don't think Garen's going to be sitting normally for a little bit. As Frozen sets him up, pulls him up, and a boot to the face. And Frozen has decided to start taunting Garen, basically saying that he's better than Garen, and hits him with the TKO. I don't think Frozen's quite done with him yet. Sets him up into an armbar hip toss. And it looks like Garen is getting set up for the shatter effect. And 1, 2, and a kick out. Frozen's been in a bad mood. He has been on a losing streak everywhere as of late. It seems like he's hoping to just dominate and break that little funk that he's in. And a snap kick to Garen's back. I am not playing with my new toy, you pervert. And a German suplex to Garen. And yes, I'm actually paying attention to chat too, guys. And a shot across the mouth into a belly to back suplex. And 1, 2, 3. And Frozen Rage has finally broken his funk. And finally won a match. It was a great match by all. Garen and Bagwell put up one hell of a fight in this. Sometimes that's all it takes, especially in a fatal four-way, Garen. You should know how it is. Alright, guys, I did say it was going to be an hour. Does look like we went a little bit over. I will do one last match before we call it for the day. Now, who should we put in to a match? You know what? We do have a new signee. He claims to be Silver Bullet's brother. We're still questioning, checking all the paperwork to make sure. But he calls himself the Golden Plug. And I gotta side with you there, D-Train. I gotta put my baby brother into a match. He's been itching to get into the ring. So, he will be going up against King Outlaw. I did not think about that. There's been quite a few secret creations, Garen. I haven't revealed all of them. You guys would have had to have paid attention to the setups as I was scrolling through to really have figured out who the secret creations were. King Outlaw is Frozen's brother, basically NWU and, in a sense, outside, and he said he wanted a match. He said he'd take on anybody. I thought Lord Amadeus was in drag. All I know is that this Golden Plug person looks like he had taken way too many shots to the eye. Looks like all that white stuff just kind of took over the eyeball. But yeah, Golden Plug states that he is the younger brother of Silver Bullet, and that's the only reason why he got a contract signing. Was he claimed to be a sibling, so I took him at his word. And coming out to the ring first, at about 7'4", is the fancy dancing, flamboyant Golden Plug. Feel free to let me know if this has mentally scarred you folks or not. That was the intent, was to mentally scar people. And coming out to the ring next is the brutality behind the Bloody Brawlers. The suplex god himself, King Outlaw. Honestly, I can't remember. I figured you were talking about Plug. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. He could be. You never know, man. You know, I question everything. You guys should know that by now. As King Outlaw runs up into Golden Plug and gives him a belly to belly suplex and then a forearm across the back. Seriously, I wonder who got bored enough to actually shave those designs into the Golden Plug's back. I'm a little creeped out. As Outlaw drapes Golden Plug over the ropes and flings him backwards. And an Irish whip into the turnbuckle. As Outlaw sets him up again, throws him into the ropes, into a big boot across that ugly blonde mug, and an elbow drop to the head. as King Outlaw is pandered to the crowd. And a bunch of vicious stomps to the Golden Plug's chest and a reversal into a belly to back German suplex. This Plug sets him up and a knee to the side of the head. And an Irish whip into the ropes. These boys seem to love the ropes a lot, don't they? And assist back into the ring into a suplex. As Plug sets him up and reversal into an STO. And a clothesline from King Outlaw. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. They're oxidizing. And a slug right to the side of the head. And Outlaw picks him up, sets him up, stares at him into white noise. And it looks like Outlaw setting him up for the vertical suplex powerbomb. And does not look like Outlaw is done with him just yet. And 1, 2, and a kick out. Outlaw is pandering to the crowd, just wondering what the Golden Plug may make the attempt to do. And sets him up, drops him over the shoulders, and snake eyes. And a stomp to the rib cage, setting him up for what looks to be a submission hold. And he lets go. As Outlaw sets him up for a power bomb. And a clothesline to the Golden Plug. Looks like Outlaw is just in one of his violent modes and is not giving the Golden Plug any chance to mount a defense. And right into the camel clutch submission hold again. And the Golden Plug powers out. And snap kicks Outlaw into the chest and sets him up for a gut wrench slam. And there goes Plug pandering to the crowd, hoping to get the crowd up behind him. Sets him up and clothesline. And another one. And a body splash into the corner into another clothesline. And here we go with Golden Plug pandering to the crowd again. Sets him up and drops him. Plug sets him up for the trifecta backbreaker. V&D. You've lost me, Raven. 2 and a kick out. Oh, are you talking about Vicious and Delicious from Maverick Show? And a snapmare takeover into a knee to the spine. Well, you would have to sit back with Golden Plug and discuss that with him. And sets him up for a spine drop. And kicks him across the back of the neck into a neck ringer.